નવો હપ્તો જોવા માટે પ્રેરિત કરતું હોય. ઇટ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ ધ ક્વોલિટી ઓફ ધ સસ્પેન્સ, element of the suspense. A reader, a writer must have the, we can say, art of telling the story, and it must have create the suspense in the storytelling, and that always raise the question in the mind of the reader up to the end of the novels. What happened next? What happens next? હવે પછી શું થશે? Then we can say that new of the dialogues. It's a new technique of that. It is created the realism in the mind of the character. Sometimes some of the story, that just like it is just like a performance, a drama. The characters speak a dialogue to one another, and the performance of the drama, action is going on. In the same way, sometimes the move forward the action. There was one of the technique used by the novelist, and that technique is the dialogue. It created the major impact on the mind of the reader. In the beginning of the story, there's the wrong house. One of the story, there was a beginning of the story. Thief, thief, thief. There are thief and thief. And the beginning of the story, it created the element of suspense. Somebody said that, and there are the two characters. They hide in one of the big bungalows, and they talk with each other. And gradually we know about that these two persons are the robber. They may have to make the bankrupt, and they try to hide their money in this house. And in this way, we know about from the dialogues, from the talk, we know about the what the action already has happened. શું ઘટના બની ગઈ છે અને આ શું છે, કયું બની રહ્યું છે, એ બાબત આપણા મનમાં આના દ્વારા થાય છે. Dialogue is also helpful. Sometimes they save the narrative time, and they create a realistic impact on the mind of the reader. Dialogue sometimes make the realistic impact on the mind of the reader rather than we can say the narration. Because there's a conversation going on, the two characters, with the help of the dialogue, it was also helpful to the narration of the character. It was one of the techniques to make the interesting or to attract the attention of the reader. It is useful, a technique used by a novelist, a dialogue in his novel. Okay. Further than style, yes, Charles Lamb's styles is the man. આમે કયું કહ્યું જોરદાર સ્ટાઇલ છે બાપુ આપણી તો, હે શાહરુખ. And it is everybody has the style. Style is we can say the posture, gesture of style થી ઉભા રહ્યો. It is we can say the different. It is called the posture and gesture. But here the style is the style of writing. And we have to remember the prince of essays, Charles Lambs. He can write down, style is the man. And here the style is the writing of the style. That every writer has his own style of writing. With the help of the writing, because every writer has different kind of style. We can say that Richardson write down the sentimental realism. Henry Fielding write down the indifferent, we can say that. Even there we know a different type of the novel. Scientific fiction, historical novels, and psychological novels, gothic novels, feministic point of view novels. These different type of the novels, they have the different novel. Why should? Because due to that they are the novel, but they are the way of expression of the writer style is different. Way of expression of writing the style. Every man write down. You know about that. If I speak about Swami Vivekananda, and you speak about Swami Vivekananda, somebody else speak about the Swami Vivekananda. Both is quite different. Everyone is different because everyone has their content is the same, my dear friend, but way of expression and the style is the different. And the style is also important factor in the development of the novel writing. Novel writing, the writer can attract if he has interesting way of explaining the style, so he can easily attract the attention of the reader. Therefore, a writer should focus his attention on the writing style also. And I give the example of that. And the last but not least, that was we can study the quality of good literature. Yes, my dear friend, a quality of good literature. Last one is moral consciousness, or we can, in the other word, implied philosophy of life. Implied in the Amar Mamukhi. philosophy of life, because novel is expressed there in the real life. Analysis of human life. The life is going on around that, and it is the work of the novels. It expresses the real life, or life is going on around that. So here the a novelist must be express the philosophy of life, because he must be conscious about know about that what is written by him in the novel. It lays more or less impact on the mind of the reader. There are we can discuss here that there are two concepts of that: art for art's sake and art for life's sake. A writer can never, he must be focused in his mind. He was, we can say, that not the guardian of the society, but at least he must be know about that what is the right and wrong, and what is the importance of this work in the real life, and he shares the philosophy of life. We can generally say that in all the story novels, we can say that evil is much more powerful. Even then, finally, the goodness is always becomes the victorious. And દુષ્ટ ગમે તેટલો શક્તિશાળી હોય, પણ વિજય તો હંમેશા સત્યનો જ થતો હોય છે. Five Pandavas against the hundreds Kauravas. What happened then? A powerful, mighty Ravan. Other hand, Lord Ram. And but what happened there? It was the philosophy of life, and that must be analysis of the writer about that. And if he cannot, we can rescue from that his reality, or we can say that liability as a writer, just like D.H. Lawrence, David Herbert Lawrence. We can study about that. Larry Chatterjee woman, and you are the exposure of the sexual intercourse between the man and female in details, just like a pornographic way. And what happened that book was banned by the number of the country, because he, D.H. Lawrence, did not observe or follow the element of novel writing. And that element was the implied philosophy of life. Okay friends, you can easily understand about that. First of that, in the unit 1, first, a novel as a form of literature. We define the novel, sort of Oxford Dictionary. Novel is a 50 prose narrative of considerable length, in which character and the action of representative of real life are portrayed in a plot of more or less of complexity. Then we discuss about the R. Stevenson definition. Then we can many other definition of the novel, but all of the novel definition are includes in the essence of this definition. Element of novel, we discuss the first. This novel has a storytelling element. It was connected in the novels. Even from child, a little baby, up to the old person, everybody likes the story, and that's why the way of expression is much the power used by the novelist. Second, a plot. A systematic arrangement of incident event. There is simple plot and the complex plot. We discuss about that. Then the character, a gallery of the character, a portrayal of the character, art of characterization. These are the words used by the writer, a novelist, and he must be develop the character in such a way that these are suitable to their role. They are suitable to their action, and these are the number of the character added in the novels. Then setting, or we can say the background, according to theme, we can say plot, or we can say that according to the role of the character, the novel has set the scenes, episode, or we can say they set the whole of the novels in such a background. You observe the unity of action and place, or we can say the time. Even the suspense is the keynote element of, we can say, novel writing, because if once you are satisfied reading the half of the novel, you cannot interested to read the later part of the novel. But the novelist always raises the question in the mind of the reader. Yes, what happened next? And this question of the suspense, quality of suspense must be required in the development of the novel, and to attract the attention of the reader to read the novel. Okay, then once we can discuss about the dialogues. Sometimes dialogues are helpful to create a realistic picture of real life, realistic picture of the life. Because most of the story going on in our life, it is based on the dialogue between the dialogue among or between the two characters or among the number of the characters. And dialogues is helpful to develop the story, and they create this element of suspense or create the impact, realistic impact in the mind of the reader. Then the style. Style is the main, according to the word of the, you can see Charles Lamb. And style must be requirable, because according to style, the different way of expression of the storytelling, it depends on the story. And then the last one is the moral consciousness, or we can say that implied philosophy of life. There was a novelist, must be remembered that because he expressed what is expressed by him, good or bad, it must be appeal on the reader minds. Okay, friends, here we can complete it our unit first, and we have to complete all the 3 questions. Okay, first one is different method of narration. Then in or we can say the 2 questions, development of the novel, or we can say, and third one is the define novel, and we can say the different element of novel. Okay, then in the next we can move forward the next, we can say unit. Okay, thank you, goodbye.